Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? How's it going? It's been a phenomenal day here in Redwood City, California, where I live. Happy Easter to those that celebrate Easter today. Today is American Easter or the Catholic Easter or any other religion that celebrates Easter today. I'm Greek Orthodox, so my Easter, the Orthodox Easter, and Greeks are Orthodox, it isn't until Sunday, May 5th. So, got about 5 weeks before that happens. Every once in a great while, the American/Catholic Easter falls on the same Sunday as the Greek Orthodox Easter. But the next time that happens will be for, I think, like 10 years or so. So, it is what it is. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I'm here to wish you folks that celebrate Easter a very happy one today. And I've got a very important topic to discuss here tonight. I'm only going to be doing a couple of laps because it's going to be getting dark soon. I had so much to do today. Don and I were, taking care of some things. It's the end of the month. Bills are due on the 1st tomorrow. Most people have a lot of their bills due on the 1st. Now, you can set your bills to be due during different times of the month. Some people will choose the 1st, some will choose the 15th, or a different date. But typically, in my opinion, one of the best ways to take care of things is to do it right on the 1st of the month and get it over with. And then start planning and budgeting for your next month and preparing for the following month. You want to be ahead of the game. So, yeah, we were taking care of that and placed some Amazon orders and did some other stuff. I'll share more about that in a little bit because it pertains to the topic of today's show. But, before we get to that, I hope you're all doing well. I was surfing around YouTube last night and throughout today. And it was nice to, come across some positive content through some of the communities I participate with, which is what I'm trying to say. Shout out to Real Talk with Roy. I would love to do some content with you. And yes, Real Talk with Roy, you are a moderator on both channels, both of my channels. And I would love to do some content with you. And there are some other wonderful people throughout the gig economy I would love to do some content with. More content if we've already done content together, and some new people if they want to start doing some content. I'm totally open to it because what I'm going to be sharing here today is going to pretty much affect the gig economy. It's already affecting the gig economy, and it's going to continue to affect the gig economy, especially if you're in, rideshare / food delivery, more so on the food delivery or grocery delivery type of thing, right? Because today's topic for episode number 691 of Walking with Purpose Live is how to survive this massively inflated economy. in my opinion. One more time, episode number 691 of Walking with Purpose Live, live from Red Morton Park, is about how to survive this massively inflated economy, in my opinion. And it is massively inflated. The economy is more, in my opinion, and many people agree. Now, it's probably more so a fact, but I'm just sharing my opinion. It's always safer to say it's your opinion, right? That way you don't get nailed for misinformation or get, overly scrutinized. In my opinion, it's massively inflated, and there are many reasons why it is massively inflated. Let's jump into it, because I'm only doing 2 laps today. And I'm going to share with you folks what Don and I have done to pretty much continue living pretty close to the same lifestyle before this inflation hit, while lowering our costs. And a lot of you folks don't even realize how much more you're paying for things because you're too lazy. That's what it boils down to. Your laziness is costing you 20 to 30% more for everything you consume or purchase nowadays because you're lazy. It's the truth. Like, I don't mean to be harsh. It's the truth, right? So, most of you that have been following me for a while know that I drove for DoorDash and Uber Eats for just under 4 months. I started back in the middle of December of 2022, a little over a year ago, and I stopped driving towards the end of March, beginning of April of last year in 2023. Between Uber Eats and DoorDash, I did, I think, 722 deliveries or something like that, right? So I did enough to learn the system, and I understand how it works. And the reason why I don't do it for a little extra money anymore is because the liability is too great. The wear and tear on your car is astronomical. It's just not a feasible thing to do long term. Now, some people will drive older cars called a beater, and they get very good gas mileage even in the city, and they can do their repairs and they can make it profitable. But not everyone has that luxury, right? For most people, it's just not feasible long term. But I'm not even here to talk about the driver aspect. I'm here to talk about the consumer side of things. How much astronomically more are you paying for groceries, for food delivery, for other household essentials, for your dog food, cat food, because you're too lazy to go to the store and pick it up? Now, I understand there are some people that are disabled and can't do it. You folks are exempt. And quite frankly, I think for disabled people, they should basically be able to, get some massive discounts on getting those types of items delivered. I feel that people that are disabled should have some benefit from the government to use, like, if they're going to use DoorDash, the government should give them extra money to pay the extra fees. It shouldn't come at the expense of DoorDash or the drivers, but the government should probably subsidize that, in my opinion, but only for people that are disabled and can't get into their car and drive to, let's say, a pet store and pick up a 20, 30, or 40-pound bag of dog food, right? Okay? So I want to be very clear. There are some people that have no choice but to use the service. But for most of us that are able and, we're strong enough and we can lift stuff and get stuff, there's no excuse why we can't go to the store and pick up our items instead of having them delivered to our front door. Your laziness is costing you 20 to 30% more. Think about it. Think about it. Let's say that your expenses for food and other stuff is $10,000 per month. I'm just throwing that out there as a roundabout number, right? If you use DoorDash and Uber or another delivery service, you're basically paying an extra $3,000 because you're too damn lazy to go and pick up stuff at the store or do your own grocery shopping or go to a restaurant and grab a takeout order or go to the damn restaurant and eat there, right? It's costing you, let's say if you have a large family and your expenses are $10,000 per month and you use these services, you're basically just burning $2,000 to $3,000 per month. What can the average everyday person do with $2,000 to $3,000 per month, right? What can the average person do with $2,000 to $3,000 per month? Well, that was an example. Most people don't spend that much money on food and other essentials. I used that as an example because it was a round, large number to emphasize the 20 to 30%. Okay? Happy Easter to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. So, what have Don and I done, right? What were we doing initially, and what are we doing now, right? That's saving us 20 to 30%, right? And that 20 to 30% is allowing us to break even because if you play your cards right, you're not going to go broke in this economy or go into debt. You're going to break even. Because doing this is going to basically level things off. Even with the inflated prices, right? And if you don't think that DoorDash and Uber, I've talked about this before, if you don't think they're a part of prices being inflated, you're out of your mind, right? If you don't think all of this affects all these luxuries we have that cost a lot of money because we're lazy, affects prices at the pump and everything else, it affects everything. Gas is going back up again. Gas is almost at $5 a gallon here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It was just over $4 a gallon. Now it's almost $5 a gallon, and most stations are already there. Some of the cheaper ones I go to are almost at $5 a gallon. DoorDash is definitely a waste of money. I agree. Oh, it absolutely is. It's a waste of money. But people pay it because they're lazy. And then they wonder why they have no money left over. Right? Now again, if you're disabled and you need this type of service, because you're not able to go out there and get things for yourself like someone who's able to do so. I understand that. And I also feel that the government should provide some subsidy to disabled people when necessary to use these services. So that way the drivers don't lose and the companies don't lose. I think that's where the government should step in, or at least give disabled people some extra tax credits or breaks for this, right? But for the average everyday abled person, you're being fucking lazy. That's the bottom line. Your laziness is costing you 20 to 30%, right? And then you're crying about inflation when the truth of the matter is you're just a lazy mofo. That's all it is. You're a lazy mofo. Harsh but true. So what have Don and I done? This is what we used to do. Do you know on the DoorDash and Uber apps, you can actually do takeout orders? And while those takeout orders don't have as many fees as the delivery orders do, they still have some fees. Most delivery orders that you place through DoorDash and Uber, those prices are inflated by about 30%. Most takeout orders that you order through those apps, basically you order through the DoorDash or Uber Eats app for pickup, those prices are still inflated 15 to 20%, right? Now, a lot of times people say, well, at least we don't have to tip. No, in some cases, they still ask you to tip the restaurant staff, which for pickup orders you should. I would tip about 10% for a pickup order because you're not getting served at a table. All they're doing is packing up your order for you. That's quick and easy. Give them 10%. If you're, if you're using DoorDash for delivery or you're at a restaurant, 15 to 20%. Depending on the service. If it's exceptional service, you can go 25, 30%. That's on you. It depends on the service. So, give me a second here. We've got some fiestas happening here at the park, so got to tone it down for a second here. So what have Don and I done? The smartphones that we have nowadays, even the basic models, have at least 128 gigs of memory. Now, I've got 512 in mine. I have the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That was the most you could get back then. Now I believe you can get a terabyte or two of memory. That's really overkill for these phones unless you're doing like 4 or 8K video. Most of us aren't. But listen, with any modern smartphone that's less than 5 years old, there should be no limit to the amount of apps you can download. I mean, theoretically, you can run out of space, but there's even a lot of space at 128 gigs, which is bare bones minimum nowadays, pretty much, right? Maybe some phones are 64 still. That's a lot of space, right? So what Dawn and I have done is we've downloaded the individual apps of the restaurants that we go to often. Because when you go directly through them, you're not paying any upcharge. Now, some of them will ask you to tip, some won't. But nothing wrong with giving a 10% tip for a pickup order when you're saving 15 to 30% by going directly with the business instead of a third-party app. I use DoorDash for pickup orders. I don't think I've ever tipped for pickup. Well, not every single business allows for tipping on pickup orders. The business itself has to tick the box to allow it. I've seen it on DoorDash and I've seen it on Uber because I've done pickup orders in the past from DoorDash and Uber because it's very convenient. It's one app and you can search for whatever you want, right? And you don't have to download multiple apps. But let me tell you something. It's not that difficult to download 10 or 20 apps of your favorite restaurants. Maybe you put Starbucks on there. Maybe you put Denny's on there. Maybe you put McDonald's on there, Burger King on there, Taco Bell on there. I know that's crappy food, but sometimes we order it. With moderation, it's fine. Jamba Juice, right? Panera Bread. I'm naming a few that we have on our phones, right? You download those. You create an account. They give you points. They give you all these perks to do it. Then you enter your credit card. You can store your credit card. And let's say you're out with your woman or your man, and you two you're leaving a doctor's appointment, and you want to grab some takeout. You can order it right from the business's app directly. Tell them exactly what you want, pay for it, and all you have to do is go there and pick it up. And it's all set to go. It's efficient. You're not paying the upcharge. And you're good to go, right? If I can offer the biggest single tip right now on how to save money in this massively overly inflated modern world we live in, that is the biggest freaking tip I can give you. Open the DoorDash app or Uber app. Go to your favorite place you order, select pickup, look at the price of your favorite items on DoorDash and Uber for pickup, and then go directly to the website or the app of the same business and see the difference in price. Like Dawn likes salmon from a nearby restaurant out here. The restaurant sells that salmon on their website for pickup for $27. On DoorDash, it's $35 for the same thing. Why are you going to pay $8 more? Why are you going to pay $8 more? Because you're too damn lazy to go directly to the restaurant's website. The restaurant doesn't want to charge you more. They have to because they're paying additional fees for the DoorDash service. If you go directly to their own app or their website and order it there, you save all that money. And at the end of the year, how much does that add up to? We live, especially here in the U.S., we live in a world where we have takeout 5-6 days a week. Let's be real about it. Maybe at least 4 to 5 days a week, right? And the average takeout is going to be $25 to $50. How much money are you wasting going through these apps because you're lazy, or getting it delivered instead of going to pick it up? How much money are we wasting? Wow, I didn't know they charged that much more. Check it out, dude. Listen. Don't take my word for it. Go and check it out. Go open the app. Go hit pickup. Go click on your favorite item through DoorDash or Uber for pickup, not for delivery. You would think that the pickup wouldn't have the extra fees on it. But they do. It's not as much as the delivery. Usually, sometimes it is the same. Sometimes for pickup, it's the same 30%, but usually it's 15 to 20% over what the business charges through going directly with them. Go compare it. Don and I were looking at this and we're like, holy shit. I cannot believe how much money we've been burning. And we've had to figure something out because my car insurance just went up $500 a year with a perfect record. Everyone's insurance is going up. Inflation is massively going up. So you got to find ways to balance it out. And there are ways. Now, here's another example. Okay? Dog food's very expensive, right? Dog food's very expensive. I just went and got 2 bags of dog food today for Don's dogs. There are dogs, but I inherited them, right? Outspoken, I'll get to your message in a second. Okay? Goth Influencer, $4.99 super chat. Great stream. Thank you for this info, bro. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm gonna heart that for you. Thank you so much, bro. Listen, I think if you're a guy, if you're a woman, I'm sorry. I'm assuming you're a guy. I shouldn't assume, but thank you so much. Let's celebrate their 3rd super chat on a live stream. Oh, YouTube even tells the creator now that you've also donated elsewhere. Wow. So, yeah, of course, Goth Influencer. Of course. Thank you again for the $4.99 super chat. That's very much appreciated. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. One more lap to go. So let me give you another example here. Like I said, I went and got some more dog food today for our dogs. And we weren't out of dog food. But I like to keep a good stock, and I like to get great deals. So I don't pay overly inflated prices. Or even if the regular price is the regular price, if I can save more money, why not, right? You're welcome anytime, brother. Thank you so much. No, I really appreciate it. And I know that gave you some value, because you're gonna more than make up for that $4.99. I appreciate it, bro. I know you wanted to do it. I thank you. But you're gonna more than make up for that $4.99, dude. In no time. I'm gonna get Taco Bell for Dawn and I tonight. I've got the Taco Bell app, credit card already saved on there. I'm gonna order the food from the car after the show's done, right? Then all I have to do is pull up to the drive-thru. They don't start making the order till I get there, because they're quick and they want to keep it hot. But the thing is, when you do it this way, it's already paid for. It's accurately done because you put it into their system instead of you going to some speaker where they may not hear you properly, right? So all you do is you go up there and say, I have a pickup order for Elias. Please come to the window. Okay, be right there. And let me see here. Razor Edge, welcome to Members Only Live Chat. You also joined on the main channel. Thank you so much, Razor Edge. Thank you so much for being here. Much love, much appreciation. Thank you to everyone who's been joining lately. I appreciate you, and so does Don. Get some of those chalupas. Yeah, you remember the old joke, bro? In grammar school, dude, you passed the chalupa. When you would fart, they would say, you passed the chalupa. Yeah. Anyway. Just coming on this other side here, because there's somebody on the left side there. So before I went and got more dog food today, we use an airtight container that can hold a full 28-pound bag of the dog food we get for Dawn's dogs. Dawn gets smoked salmon, Pacific trail or catch. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a very good and healthy dog food. and the company that makes it is a family-owned business. And the largest bag that they make is a 28-pound bag, and the retail price is $58.99 for each bag. That's not cheap. That's good quality food. 28 pounds at $58.99. It's not cheap. Now I know there's Royal Canine. Royal Canine is just. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good. It's cream of the crop. But Royal Canine, you're paying up the wazoo for that. For a 28-pound bag of Royal Canine, you're probably going to be paying close to $100 or $80, $85. And then there's Science Diet, which is what we used to give my dog when I was younger. That's like a mid-level there. But the one that my girlfriend Dawn and I get, the one that Dawn's been getting, it's a quality food. It's a quality dog food, dry dog food, right? So we have a half of the airtight container still left and one other full bag where we store the food. But whenever I start getting down, I like to stock it up to 3 or 4 bags, right? And I like to buy those bags when there are specials. And one of the few places in our area that carries that dog food is Petco, right? So all you got to do is sign up on petco.com to get emails. You folks that are afraid to get emails are missing out on all these deals, right? Granted, yeah, you get spammed with a lot of stuff, but you also get great deals, right? And typically when we get down to under 2 bags, I start to look for those deals, right? So I was telling Dawn, yeah, we're down to a bag and a half of dog food. I'm going to start to look and see. I mean, hopefully Petco sends us an email soon, right? So Petco sent me an email like middle of last week. And they said 20% off for like the next 3 or 4 days on any purchase in store or online. I said, all right, I'll get down there in the next day or 2, right? Well, the very next day after that, they sent me special just for you, 25% off, right? I'm like, shit, okay, I'm going to get 2 bags of dog food now. $58.99 times 2, and I'm going to save 25%. I saved $29.50 off of both bags before taxes, right? I ended up paying with tax for both of those bags of dog food $97. Normally, I would have paid about $135, $136. So if you're looking at another, also when you're looking at a higher price, you're looking at, more taxes, right? So in essence, by going that route, I saved around $35. What can you do with $35? And all I did was I've got the Petco app, and I'm on their email list, and they email me stuff, and I have multiple emails. I can filter out my emails. You folks can have as many emails as you want. Filter out the emails if you hate spam. But if you're not signing up for email lists regarding companies you shop from, then you're missing out. That's a good deal. It's a great deal, dude. It's a fucking great deal. So with that $35 that we saved on the dog food, now I'm going to get us food tonight at Taco Bell. And it won't cost us that much. It'll maybe like $20, $25. Yes, Taco Bell's prices have gone up too. But they're still more affordable than going out to a fancy dinner, right? Or getting takeout from a fancy restaurant, right? So do you folks see, just because I was on an email list, I saved 25% on something I was going to have to spend that money on. And now I can take that extra money and get dinner tonight for my lady and I. And using the Taco Bell app, I earn points. I get every single time. I'll get my Dawn loves the bean burritos. And because, we get a good amount of food when we order there. You have to because the portions are kind of small. I get a free bean burrito pretty much every time because I have the direct Taco Bell app. You don't get the same type of benefits going directly through DoorDash and Uber, even if you use their pickup order service for Taco Bell or other locations. When you use their actual app, they win and you win and everyone wins, right? When you go through DoorDash and Uber, everybody loses, in my opinion. That's why I don't see DoorDash and Uber lasting too much terribly longer. More and more people are back out doing their own shopping at grocery stores. They're going to pick up their own food at restaurants for takeout, or they're going to eat at the restaurant, right? I will tell you this. You've all heard of the term price gouging, right? Price gouging has been reinvented by DoorDash specifically, and Uber too. I think Uber is not as bad. I like Uber a little bit better because they're more transparent than DoorDash. But quite frankly, the cost of doing business is pretty similar. So the bottom line is that, this is like highway robbery. It's legal highway robbery. And if you're too damn lazy to, go out and get your own essentials like we used to before these services came out, you're going to go broke. Unless you're somebody that's filthy rich or has a lot of disposable income. If you're living on a budget, you're going to go broke. Your laziness is going to break you. But even if you have a lot of money, why do you want to waste money unnecessarily? You could take that extra money you save and donate it to a charitable organization, and make a charitable donation. Right? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why aren't we thinking about this, folks? Why aren't we thinking about these things? Right? I was thinking about this today, and I was like, this is the stream I want to do. This is how, I wanted to start off. Hey, Easy Prod, how you doing, brother? How's it going, bro? It's great to see you here, man. This is how I wanted to, start things off, because for a little while, we unintentionally got sidetracked here. We had some other things to deal with, and we were kind of forced into dealing with those things, right? But now, hey, all is well, all has been said and done, and we're back to, creating real content out here that can bring value to people. My obligation to you folks is to bring you value. My obligation is to bring you value. Give me a second here. Hold on a second. That's great news. All right, I'm just trying to put this cord from my microphone headset back in my pocket. Sorry about that, folks. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Those 2 tips I just gave you folks today, they're very simple to do. And I'm sure most of you already knew that. But the reason why you're not taking action, or you haven't taken action to do as I mentioned, is because you're too damn lazy, right? You would rather pay 20 to 30% more for things and go through, the Uber app or the DoorDash app, whether you're picking it up or even if you're having it delivered, it's going to cost you more. If you have something delivered through DoorDash and Uber, between, a 15 to 20% tip and the 30% inflated prices, you're going to be paying on average 40% more than if you went to the store and picked it up yourself, or the restaurant and picked it up yourself. Just think about that. Every $100 you spend, $40 is going to, DoorDash, the driver, and the tip. Think about that. You're getting $60 worth of product for $100. There's something wrong with that. It's almost like you're paying 100% markup. It's almost costing us 50%. It's almost costing us 50% of what we're buying to buy it or have it delivered for service fees. That's ridiculous. And until all of you figure this out and start making the change, all you're going to do is continue to put billions of dollars into Tony Hsu's pocketbook and the other DoorDash executives, Uber executives, and all that. Now listen, I don't have a problem with these people making money or running their business. But the lack of transparency regarding these companies is what's keeping them in business. The reason why they're not transparent is because if they told you everything I just told you, they'd be out of business, right? You lazy people are keeping these companies afloat. And at the same time, you're complaining that, I can't afford to live. Inflation is just way too much. And you're trying to blame Joe Biden for inflation. Go suck an egg. Inflation has nothing to do with the president. Even if Donald Trump was in office, God bless us. I don't even want to think about that. I'm not a Trump supporter. Hey, if you're a Trump supporter, whatever, it's on you. But you folks out there, especially you conservative people or you alt-righters, you're blaming Donald Trump for inflation. You should blame your fucking selves for inflation. You're the ones that are willing to pay 20 to 30% markups for stuff. If you stop paying that and stop being lazy, there will be no inflation. Companies will be forced to lower prices to draw you back in. Do you folks understand how it works? If people are willing to pay more for something, people will charge more for it. You only have yourselves to blame. It's really dark out there. Yeah, I know. DoorDash charges unreasonable amounts, and they still don't pay the workers a fair wage. There is no point in working for them. There's no point. Why do you think I stopped? Now, I made profit, dude, because I didn't take any orders that were less than $3 a mile. And most of the orders I took were $4 to $5 a mile. I was in a good area. People have money, and they were tipping well. Now, there were a lot of no-tip orders from the young Gen Zers and the millennials, but the Gen Xers that I delivered to, man, those homes in the San Carlos, California hills and Redwood City Hills and all that, I swear to God, I got some fat tips, $15, $16 tips from Uber on a $30 Starbucks order. I got a $16 tip on Uber on a $30 Starbucks order. Very nice lady up in the Redwood City Hills. And I was dropping it off, and she was open. It was a drop off, but she was at the door, and so I just handed it to her, and I told her, thank you very much. You're a very generous person. I said you're far too generous. She knew exactly what I was saying, and she goes, I know how hard you folks work, and I know how unfair it can be at times. And I said, whether you believe or not, God bless you. You made my day. You enjoy your coffee, and I hope to see you again. Well, I didn't. I stopped driving a few weeks after that. But you get some people that really understand the system, right? Now, here's the thing. Okay, you got a guy like Pedro DoorDash Santiago. No disrespect, Pedro. I would love to have a conversation with you on this. Non-locale, non-drama. Like, these are the types of things that we need to talk about, Pedro, instead of creating fluffernutter content. Fluffernutter content, dude. These are the types of things we need to talk about. How much has DoorDash and Uber affected inflation? All right? How has this affected every industry? Grocery, fast food. Have you seen how astronomically high fast food prices have gotten? Even at McDonald's. McDonald's. You go there to get dinner for two. You're spending $40+ at McDonald's. Where literally just 5-10 years ago for 20, 22, 23 bucks, you get dinner for two. Now it's $40 at McDonald's. Why? Because of this stupid inflation, artificial inflation. What do you consider alt-right? Is that another word for Republican? I'll get that in a second. Goth influencer. I think a lot of the DoorDash drivers aren't able to get jobs that pay better. Well, that's what they think. I think they're more so fucking lazy, bro. I'm going to be like Gary Vaynerchuk, another entrepreneur out here. They're fucking lazy and entitled. There are so many opportunities out there. Even online opportunities. They can make more money doing something more respectful. Working from home with very little wear and tear on their car compared to what's happening now. They're just too lazy, bro. Bro, there are so many opportunities out there, right? So many of them. And I've done some of them over the years. I haven't mentioned everything I've done because when you put things out publicly and you have haters, they try to report you to these jobs and try to ruin your opportunities. But trust me when I say this, there are plenty of opportunities out there. $40 eat at McDonald's. It's $60 for two to eat at Black Bear. Might as well just spend a little more. 60. Where are you from, dude? I guess I'm used to California prices. 60 for Black Bear. I'll tell you, it'd be about 70 to 80 at Black Bear for two here in California, in the Bay Area. Oh, 60 for two? What are you getting, the kids' meals? No disrespect, dude. I'm like, maybe you're back east somewhere. But out here, yeah, even Black Bear, $70, $80. You got to consider tip. I'm including tip, right? I don't know if you're including tip. But if you're not including tip, or sorry, if you are including tip, then you're looking at a $45 to $50 tab. That's even at Black Bear. Black Bear, all these, mid-level restaurants, not fancy restaurants, but not like Denny's. Even Denny's, you're spending $50, $60 there. Even Denny's has gone up. Everything's gone up. Jenny Sandler, I've been that way my whole life. If I want it, then I work for it and get it. Jenny, how long have you been here? Because we've been talking about, how to survive, you know, this massive inflation that we're currently dealing with, in my opinion. Last time I went, I had meatloaf, and my wife had a burger. We didn't get drinks. Yeah. So you probably just got water and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, drinks. Oh yeah, if you get drinks, if you're on a date with your wife or husband, dinner for two, and you each get one well drink, your tab will easily be over $100 between food. You're gonna get dessert, and even if you don't, it'll be close to 100 at least. At those lower end, I'm not saying Black Bear's lower end, but it's not upscale. It's a mid-level restaurant. You go to a fancy place, you're looking at 150 to 200. So Pedro DoorDash Santiago, I really feel we need to start to be more transparent with the people regarding what's going on with DoorDash and Uber and how much they're affecting the economy. And I don't believe Pedro really even drives that much anymore. Why would you drive, Pedro, when you're gonna wear down your car quicker, your brakes, your transmission? You're gonna waste more money in gas. You're putting yourself at a great risk for an accident. You don't want to do that to your family, right? But you still make the content like you're a full-time driver, and you're not. I really think that we need to all more so focus on helping people navigate through this crazy inflation. It's artificial, right? There are ways around it. You got to look for the coupons. See, these companies, what they're doing, let me make this very clear here. I started seeing this when I was in retail. I started seeing this in the early 2000s. It's a trick these companies do to get you in the door, right? We had a coupon that was, $10 off any purchase 20 or more. And the average markup was 50%. So even if the customer came in and bought one item for $20 and they got $10 off, we're breaking even. But most of them would come in and buy a lot of other things while they're there. It draws them in, right? So these companies now, Walgreens is notorious at doing this. Walgreens, if you go shop in their location, I mentioned this before, I'll say it again. If you shop at a Walgreens location, you're paying anywhere from 15 to 30% more for the shelf price than the online price. You can go online and set your order to pick up at that store, and it will cost you 20 to 30% less than their posted prices, and they even bring it to you curbside. Now, I don't have a problem going in and getting the order, but if they offer curbside, well, whatever, okay. I can keep my car running. I don't have to stop and start my car and wear down my starter quicker, right? I look at it that way. I'm not lazy. It's just an added convenience right there, right? You got to look for these coupons. You got to get on the mailing list. Companies right now want you on a mailing list. It's the way that they're advertising. It's no different than the way they used to advertise, through newspapers and TV, and they still do that. But nowadays, they want to hit you on your phone. And what's wrong with that? If they can offer you coupons every now and then that are going to save you 20, 25, 30%. And if you don't sign up and get those coupons and you buy those items, you're going to be paying 20, 25, 30% more. Why would you want to do that? Because you don't want to get email notifications or get emails or get text notifications. Why Why? Do you folks want to pay more for stuff that you don't have to? This economy is artificially inflated. It's a game. It's a game. You just have to learn how to play the game. Right now, it's about coupons that'll get you the same price or even a little cheaper than you used to pay before this artificial inflation went into place. Does that make sense? Are you supposed to tip at curbside? No. If the app, here's the thing, Jenny, any app that you use, and I mentioned do not use Uber or DoorDash for pickup orders. Download the direct app from the company. Some of those apps, they allow you to tip. Some of them don't. If the app allows you to tip for pickup, what I would do is tip no more than 10%. Okay? Tip 10%. Because all they're doing is packing your order, and that's it. Right? Now, if you're at a restaurant or if you're having a DoorDash delivery driver use their car and hand deliver you a meal, a nice meal to your front door, that's 15 to 20%. Oh, okay. Good, looking out. Okay. Eli, a great site is Retail Me Not. They have a lot of I know about Retail Me Not. That basically what you should do if you are and here's the thing. I don't always use the apps to order stuff. I'll go directly to the website of the same company. So, for example, if I'm going to buy something from Walgreens, I can go to walgreens.com on my laptop or go to the app. It's the same thing. The app just makes it convenient, right? And it allows you to get notifications and check in at curbside easier, right? So when I go to Walgreens, sometimes they'll have promo codes on their site of 20 to 30% off. Other times, what you have to do, all you do is you go to google.com and you type in Walgreens promo code, April, March or April 2024, and it'll share all the sites that have coupons like Retail Me Not and Coupon Cabin or whatever. But here's the thing. Most of the time, those coupons out there don't work. Sometimes they work. Most of the time, they don't work. The best way to get coupons is to sign up on the email list of these companies. They will send you coupons by email. Like I got today at Petco, 25% off. Fantastic. I didn't know that. I will do that next time. Yeah, I mean, I'm just sharing some tips. That's all. You don't have to do anything I say, but I mean, I'm just sharing what's worked for me, and it could work for you folks too. Final thoughts, folks. We're at 58 minutes. I got to get going. I got to go order some food for Dawn and I, and then I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to just wait another minute or so. We are at 58 minutes here. It's these types of shows that make me happy, because even if I've only helped one or two people, I feel good about that. Whether I get a donation or not, which I did, and again, thank you so much to Goth Influencer for the $4.99 super chat earlier, and thank you to Razor Edge for becoming a members only chat member on this channel as well as the other channel. That's another $2.99. So we've got $7.98 today in donations, and thank you so much. Don and I both greatly appreciate that. And we look forward to creating more content. I think I missed your message earlier. I'm late, so you may have already said it, but what is Dawn's choice when she gets Taco Bell? She likes bean burritos. There was something else that you said too, outspoken, and I missed it. Let me go back. If I go to a restaurant, I try and go in the time frame of the lunch specials, and I always get water at the restaurant. Water is the best thing for you to drink. It's the most healthiest thing. Good for you. I wish I had the willpower to just get water, but I like coffee or soda, like Diet Coke. You know why? I need caffeine. I am my guilty pleasure is caffeine. Now, I don't get sugary drinks. I get diet drinks. Every now and then I'll drink a sugary drink. It just depends. But when it comes to soda, I go all diet. If I drank regular soda, as much regular soda as I drink diet soda, I would be like 600 pounds right now, maybe 1,000 pounds. I don't even want to think about it. But that's a good thing. Yeah, drinking water not only saves you money, but it's the best thing for you. It's the best thing for you. And yeah, going and getting lunch specials, that's a good thing. And those lunch specials are made because, that's the time where, those restaurants are competing for, the business lunchtime, the other businesses that, vacate for lunch and go out to eat. Those restaurants are competing for that business that's out there during that time. So the ones that offer the best specials are the ones that people are going to go more towards. They're going to gravitate more towards, right? I like drinking soda with my meals out as well. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. But anyway, folks, I got to get going. One more here. Let me see. One more here. Outspoken. Chinese restaurants have great lunch specials. You just have to find the ones that pack the plates. Yeah. Well, you're probably talking about the real Chinese restaurants, the mom and pop owned ones. We also have Panda Express, the chain restaurants with all the MSG in there and all that stuff, right? Now, don't get me wrong, Panda Express, it's not bad. Panda Express is not, it's okay. I mean, it's not the best for you, but they do pack their plates. But yes, there are also those mom and pop restaurants. They'll charge you maybe a little bit more than like a Panda Express, not much more. They're still a good value. But yeah, they will load your plates up. Because here's the thing, they buy their stuff in bulk, they get it cheap, and they know if they make you happy, you're going to come back because they're not stiffing you on the portions, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those Chinese restaurants where you get like the 3 or 4 piece, right? And then there are very few of these left. Mongolian barbecue. All you can eat Mongolian barbecue used to be around $15. I think Mongolian barbecues have gone up to $25 or $30 now. That's still a good price because it's all you can eat. And it's Mongolian barbecue is very healthy for you. So yeah, you just gotta be smart about things, right? You gotta be smart about things, and you can eat well and not break the budget, not break the bank. The lazy people, the lazy, spoiled, and entitled people are the ones that are ruining it for the rest of us, because a lot of them won't even leave their damn home. They'll just, DoorDash everything, right? Uber everything, right? And then they wonder why they have no money left over to pay their mortgage at the end of the month, right? Or their rent or whatever, right? K9 meat is inexpensive, so they can pile the plates higher. It's a great point. With that being said, thank you again for your $4.99 super chat, Goth Influencer. Much love. I'm taking the rest of the night off, folks. And I'll be back tomorrow, probably in the earlier afternoon. Dawn has her therapy appointment. I might walk during that time. And be back with another great topic here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.